Welcome. Let's explore this Chieftain build that uses Relic of the Pact to deal fire damage. Blood Sacrament is an ability granted by the unique Relic of the Pact wand. As you start channeling, it reserves some of your maximum life per stage. You can stop at any time to release a discharge-like area damage, but it stops automatically if the cost grows above 100% of your maximum life. The damage is based on how much life has been reserved, so naturally, you want to accumulate a lot of maximum life, and also reserve a lot of it with each cast. In order to cast it faster, reserve more life per cast by reducing reservation efficiency. There are a few ways to do so. We've decided on having a single stage taking slightly over half of the maximum life, keeping a healthy balance between dealing a lot of damage and retaining some life to stay alive. Note that the spell does not deal damage to you, but the instant reservation works in a similar manner. We've picked Chieftain Ascendancy. It's very easy to convert all the physical damage to fire and then magnify it via Namahu, Hindkora, and Ramako keystones. The build is also adjusted to take a lot of damage. Despite having maximum life permanently halved, it is still quite durable. You can adjust the reservation cost of the Blood Sacrament by linking the skill with support gems and adjusting reservation efficiency. Due to the built-in skill in your one-handed weapon, you can easily implement the Squire's Shield for 3 extra support gems, which we did. The durability is sourced mostly from Determination's armor, endurance charges, petrified blood, a large life pool, high block chance, spell suppression chance, and in some cases, energy shield. Valico is great for life regeneration, but you can take one of the Juggernaut's keystones too. Clear speed is not very good. The range is short and it often takes more than one hit to kill a powerful rare enemy. Single target damage is alright, but heavily tied to your maximum life, and so it might be much better than the one presented here. Check the price of the mandatory Relic of the Pact weapon. Other items can be almost all of rare quality, so the overall cost may be diverse. The build needs only one unique item, which is Relic of the Pact. Its price may vary, depending on many circumstances. It would be almost impossible to not include the Essence Worm here too. It reduces reservation efficiency by 80%. There are also some more unique items to grant you more maximum life, usually with some sort of drawback, so we did not use many. Glimpse of Chaos. It is a helmet you can consider equipping if you want increased maximum life, but all its other mods are extremely hindering and useless in most cases. Relic of the Pact weapon grants you the skill this build is centered around. As the helmet mentioned before, it drops only from the Trial Master. The Squire's Shield is what we've used. With 3 extra support gems, you're able to do much more damage and have lower reservation efficiency, but it is not required. Wrathpith Globe is another shield that's widely used in this build. It grants you a lot of maximum life, spell damage, and critical strike chance. Hands of the High Templar with the right mods can be better than rare gloves. Aim for a 12% roll on increased maximum life, another 6% from the Corrupted Implicit, and extra spell critical strike chance. Replica at Ziri's Foible is the best amulet for when you need only maximum life, so you might consider it if you're already set up with all the resistances and critical strike chance. Reduced reservation efficiency is mandatory, and Essence Worm Ring is one of the very limited sources of it. You can put your Determination here. Just one should be enough. Lethal Pride can be a source of strength and increased maximum life if you happen to have one with good rolls. We didn't use it as in our case the skill points were thinly spread across the passive tree. For even more life you can go ahead and use 3 specific, newly added Grand Spectrum Jewels for a 45% increased maximum life. Unflinching, Unrelenting, and Unyielding are the best keystones you can take from Juggernaut's Ascendancy via a pair of Forbidden Jewels. These are the ones for endurance charge bonuses. Determination is your only aura. You can make it grant you more armor or block chance via the Watcher's Eye, but it's not a particularly influential upgrade. Extra endurance charge and more armor is what you can use Sublime Vision for. Get the one with Determination as you won't be able to roll this modifier. The effectiveness of flat added damage for the Blood Sacrament is too low, so don't bother with it. just focus on maximum life, increased fire, physical damage, critical strikes, and fire penetration. Maximum life also serves its original purpose of keeping you alive. Other defensive mods to keep an eye on are block chance, spell suppression chance, chaos resistance, and life regeneration. For attributes, seek dexterity and strength. A regular helmet with a lot of maximum life and resistances is good enough. We recommend a modifier that reduces the fire resistance of nearby enemies. On a body armor, aim for as much maximum life as you can. Seek the highest tier modifiers not only for life, but for strength, and increased maximum life as Hunter's Prefix. Another great modifier is the extra spell critical strike chance. Besides the regular mods you would usually look for on boots, you can also aim for Onslaught, Tailwind, and Elusive modifiers. The maximum life will be, however, the most important. Gloves. Again, maximum life is the top priority. You can also convert the remaining half of your physical damage to fire via Eldritch Implicits or regular modifiers. It can save you a skill point as you wouldn't need Avatar of Fire anymore. On a belt, get around 100 maximum life. There is yet another Hunter's Prefix for increased maximum life you should get. Strength is also very common. Maximum life and critical strike modifiers are the most valuable assets to be found on the amulet. Extra physical damage as fire damage is a good rare Warlord's Prefix. You will have one or none of these rare rings, depending on your reservation efficiency. Get the default defensive stats, preferably on a Vermilion ring. On the jewels, seek maximum life, attributes, elemental or chaos resistances, and critical strike modifiers. As your critical strike chance is always lucky, for a flask we've picked Bottled Faith. Consecrated ground from this flask can increase your damage, regenerate life, and reduce the effect of curses. Other flasks are Diamond Flask for an increased critical strike chance, a Granite Flask for more armor, a Quicksilver Flask for movement speed, and a Life Flask with instant life recovery on use. Suffixes on these flasks should increase your critical strike chance, armor, and remove bleeding on use. Blood Sacrament is the main damaging ability. It deals physical damage, later converted to fire, around your character. Its critical strike chance is lucky when on low life, and deals more damage the more life it has reserved. Life Tap has a high reservation multiplier of 300%, making it useful in most setups. Second Wind could also be great as it allows for faster casting, and its multiplier is 200%. We've used Squire and linked it with Life Tap. Increased area of effect, fire penetration, increased critical strikes, increased critical damage, and elemental penetration support gems. For the 6-link setup you can use the Arcanist brand to trigger multiple spells. Enemies hit by Wave of Conviction are exposed to fire, which reduces their fire resistance. Assassin's Mark is a curse that would be the best here. It increases your critical strike chance and multiplier against the marked opponent. Link it with Combustion, Culling Strike, and Life Tap support gems. Immortal Call makes you take much less elemental and physical damage for a short duration. It lasts longer and prevents more physical damage the more Endurance charges it consumes. Enduring Cry generates endurance charges, reduces physical damage taken, and recovers your life. Link these with increased duration and Life Tap support gems. Stone Golem grants you a buff that recovers your life much like Vitality. Link it with Cast when damage taken, Meat Shield, and Life Tap support gems. Petrified Blood protects your lower half of the life pool. The big portion of damage dealt to you while you're low on life is being taken over time, which grants you time to react and recover it instead of getting one-shotted. It reserves 96% of mana in our setup. Link it with Enlightened support to increase its mana reservation efficiency. Flame Dash is a basic ability that teleports the character over a short distance. It can be used in almost every build. Determination is the only aura used in this build. It simply improves your armor rating. This maneuver keeps you alive. Put it in your Essence Worm to have it off charge. You could also use other auras like Zealotry, but we do not recommend it. Killing all the bandits is the best solution to the quest from Act 2. Even a Lyra with her bonuses is not something valued more than the 2 extra passive points. For a major god, we've picked the Soul of Lunaris as the character is short-ranged and struggles with clear speed, and this choice would mitigate these disadvantages by granting movement speed and protecting against projectiles. As the chaos resistance of our character wasn't particularly high, Soul of Shikari was the best solution to lower poison damage taken, but most of the minor gods hold some benefits. The passive skill tree is centered around maximum life, critical strike nodes, block chance, and fire damage. It is very important to take Pain Attunement Keystone for 40% more damage. We've also allocated other keystones like Glancing Blows for higher block chance, and Iron Will for more spell damage from strength. For masteries, pick the life ones for more maximum life, Shield Mastery for an extra chance to block attacks, Fire Mastery for better fire exposure, Block Mastery for increased spell damage per chance to block spells, Increased Life Reservation Mastery as Reservation Mastery, and Reduced Critical Damage taken as Critical Mastery. That is all for this build guide. If you have any questions, ask below. If the video was informative, we encourage you to like it and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.